In an interview, the writers of the show said that they read around 100 books over the course of these 3 seasons, covering science, philosophy, and spiritual writing. And it was quite interesting to see that all these books actually talk about the same thing just from different angles. Thus, there are two ways to analyze Dark: the philosophical angle and the physics angle. The two major philosophies that are used extensively in Dark are the philosophy of determinism and free will, which are based on work of two German philosophers, Friedrich Nietzsche and Arthur Schopenhauer. At its core, Dark is primarily concerned with determinism and free will. To be fair, this is true with most time travel stories. If you have free will in a time travel story, you can alter the past and change the present. But this creates a teeny tiny problem of a paradox, because if you can change the future of your past, then where did the version of you who wanted to change the past in the first place came from? Many time travel stories sidestep this problem by creating an alternate reality for time traveler to become trapped in. A good example of this would be Avengers Endgame.
If we can do this, go back in time, why don't we just find baby Thanos, and...
First of all, that's horrible.
It's Thanos.
And secondly, time doesn't work that way. Changing the past doesn't change the future.
For instance, in the original timeline, Loki was captured and taken to Asgard by Thor in 2012. In Endgame, however, the 2023 Avengers accidentally facilitate Loki's escape with the Time Stone. But when they travel back to the future, Loki hasn't used the stone to wreak havoc for a decade, because all that happened in a separate timeline. This logic eliminates the option of simply traveling back in time and killing Thanos as a baby, as the road suggests, because it will not change the future, only create an alternate universe with no Thanos. Dark, however, solves this in a way we have consistently found satisfying if a little overcomplicated. Dark follows the path of determinism, which means there is no free will, we are all trapped by time, we must follow its dictate. The first aspect of determinism is everything is already determined. This was somewhat explored in Harry Potter Prisoner of Azkaban. For example, in Harry Potter and Prisoner of Azkaban, the characters who travel back through time know exactly what they need to do in the past because it has already happened in the future. Like the future Harry and Hermione know they have to hit their past selves with rocks because they already felt themselves being hit by a rock at the time. The second aspect of determinism is we cannot change things at our own will. So if you are a time traveler who goes back in time to kill baby Hitler, you will still not be able to do it because Hitler existed, and for you to know of his horrors, you have to have lived in a world where World War II happened as it did in our world. The classical outcome of this type of situation in time travel story is that by trying to kill baby Hitler, you instead set him on the path of becoming the great villain we know him to be. This happens in Dark when Ulrich tries to kill Helge in 1953 so as to stop the kidnapping of Michael and Mads from happening in the first place. But instead he scars Helge physically and mentally and sets him off on the path of following Noah and kidnapping the children for his experiments. The takeaway here is that time is God, and on some level we have to worship it.
Erklärt. Gott den Krieg erklärt. Wir erschaffen eine neue Welt. Ohne Zeit. Ohne Gott.
Was heißt das?
Das soll heißen, dass das, was die Menschen seit Jahrtausenden anbeten, den Gott, der alles zusammenhält, dass dieser Gott nichts anderes ist als die Zeit selbst. Kein denkendes, handelndes Geschöpf. Eine physikalische Gesetzmäßigkeit, mit der sich ebenso wenig verhandeln lässt wie mit dem eigenen Schicksal. Gott ist Zeit. Und die Zeit ist nicht barmherzig. Wir werden geboren und schon rinnt unser Leben dahin wie die Körner in dieser Sanduhr. Den Tod immer unausweichlich vor uns. Unser Schicksal nichts als eine Verkettung von Ursache und Wirkung. Im Licht und im Schatten.
This whole philosophy is called determinism, the philosophical view that all events are determined completely by previously existing causes. Determinism is often taken to mean causal determinism, which in physics is known as a cause and effect. It is the concept that events within a given paradigm are bound by causality in such a way that any state of an object or event is completely determined by its prior states. That was the video, guys. Thank you for sticking around till the very end. If you like the video, please don't forget to hit the like button and let us know your theories and views in the comments below.